Bills, it's Blackjack with 396 guitars. We have a Les Paul on the bench today. We are changing the pickups, so let's get to it. I've already taken the strings off. All right, what's going on here? Straighten out. I already took the strings off. We're putting some bare knuckles in it. This is getting a mule, I believe. Yep, mule in the bridge. And the neck is getting a Stormy Monday. Yup. Let me just check my notes to make sure. Stormy Monday neck. Got it. So let's get to it. I'm going to try to show as much of this as I can. Don't remember doing pickups on this particular guitar at any juncture, but let's open her up, take a look. I'm hoping there isn't a circuit board in there. I don't think there is, but it wouldn't surprise me. Come out of there, you. No circuit board. All we got to do is get these pickups out. So let's get the solder iron started. And what I'm going to do first is unsolder them here and here. This is our two volume pickups right there. And then we're going to push the wires through. I'm going to, at some juncture, bring the camera right down close so you can kind of see what I'm trying to do here. This is our three-way switch here, multicolor. This is all, looks like original, but I don't think Gibson used orange drops, but maybe, whatever, it doesn't matter. These are going to be fun to get off. They're always hard to unsolder. Let's get her fired up and see if we can't get these connections all done. And then we'll show the other side. I'm doing that part and pulling the wires through. So, right there. What I'm going to do first, just any splatter or what have you. Let's see if I can get this undone. These grounded sheath wires are hard to heat up enough to come loose. Sometimes you just have to cut them. You don't want to overheat the pot if you can avoid it. And it's got a big old puddle of solder on it right now. Way too much. Really. There it comes. Good. Came right off. Let's see if we can clean that up so it'll pull through easier. Way too much solder on there, and I'm going to reuse it. And then the actual hot lead, that should come out pretty easy. They left that way too long too. Okay, say so. I got a song stuck in my head that I'm learning for my band. Got an earworm. Everybody wants to hear Ozzy lately. It's a shame he's gone. He left us on other people. But never played Iron Man, but I'm actually, after all my 40-something years of playing, I had to finally learn that song. Never learned it before, never had to, but the group I'm working with wants to do it. So, okay. Okay, if you say so. There you go. Try not to disturb anything else. It's a pretty open, clean cavity. Well, I really don't like all that solder that they put on there, but that's what we're going to use because it's the same kind of wires going back on there. So we'll show you that a little bit clearer after we get these pickups out and mount the new pickups and get the wires through there. Ya follow? All right, so we know that our wires are ready to come back through. Let's get back after this side. First, the bridge, because the neck has to go through here, go through the bridge cavity and into the control cavity. Usually always take the bridge out first. Pretty basic stuff. On a scale of 1 to 10, this is a pretty easy one. Ouch comes, that's our bridge, DB2. Big open route, I love it. Should make for a very easy replacement, relatively easy. Cooperate. Yep, there we go. Perfect. That's our neck. I am going to, it says BB1 and BB2. This one's an N now. This one is a B. So if the client ever wants to put these back in, they'll know where they came out of. So I'm going to take the guitar off the bench and we're going to swap out put the new pickups in and yeah, get to it. Just hang that there temporarily. Let's do the neck first. That's this guy. Bare knuckle out of Brenton, England. I don't know the town, sorry, I should know that, but yeah, hand wound. I would call them high-end pickups, and I'm a recent convert because I have a couple of clients recently that have been, yeah, that's what they love. They love bare knuckle pickups, and I got to tell you, yeah, they're pretty damn good. They're pretty damn good. They're a little more expensive, no question about that. But one thing I don't like that they do is they give you flat head screws. I don't know why England hasn't caught up with the rest of the world. It gives us Phillips heads. I might swap them out for Phillips heads. I don't like flat heads. They're a pain, as you will see. All right, our neck. I'm going to show you this one, then I'm going to pause. I'll get the other one done. Flathead screwdrivers just don't stay on the damn screw head. And it makes for an easy way to scratch a brand new pickup. So, and this is another one of my pet peeves I'm going to show you right now. You see how long that screw is, and you see how long that spring is? That spring doesn't need to be any longer than the retaining screw. So I'm going to show you how I do that. And you know what? I think I am going to put Phillips head in here. I'm going to make an executive decision because I'm either going to stab myself with the flathead screwdriver or scratch his brand new pickup, and I don't want to be that guy. Does that make any sense? I hope so. Goddamn thing, it's just, they don't stay. Philip said that's why they were invented. They're easier to use. They stay put. Let's see what we got. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Probably these guys, I'm going to bet. I hope they don't use some oddball thread. I don't think that they do. Is it the same thread? Just as sure as God made little green apples. Sure is. It's going to make life a little easier. As long as I have 4 of these. There's one. Get rid of that. Use those springs. Got one flathead in there. I hate them. One. Do I have 4 of them? I don't need quite as long for the neck. The neck can be probably a little shorter. Maybe not. I was certain I had 4 of them. Those will work right there. All right. I would like to have a little bit longer, but these will work, I'm sure. If not, I'll be the first to know. So, pickup rings are usually fatter on one side and thinner on the other. The fat side goes towards the bridge, right? So, this guy goes in there like that. You put your screw in and measure, right, your spring, and cut your spring off right where the screw ends. You guys can debate this until the cows come home, but I've been doing it that way for 100 years, and it works better, easier. You don't need all that extra spring in there just giving you a hard time getting started. It's hard enough for it to get in there and get started as it is. Like this one is giving me a hard time. And why? Potential spam? I don't think so. Damn, phone's ringing again. Get in there, you. Yeah, sometimes these are just fun and there's no getting around it. They're going to give you a hard time. There it goes. I do not know if that screw is going to be long enough. I used one of the shorter ones first. If I have to lower it much, I'm not going to have any thread left. Guess I should have ordered them with. Short feet. Do I have any other? Aha. There's some longer ones right there. Yahtzee. That's why I save everything. I think that extra little bit of thread is going to be needed, especially in this job. Yep, I like that. Okay, good. Let's get the next one in. Measure. spring, snip it off. Get our screw started. They don't bevel the screw hole slightly. Usually most humbuckers or PAFs like these they bevel the very end just so the screw is easier to get started, but there it is. That's in there. The springs we should have plenty of adjustment. They're level right now. If anything, I'm pretty certain I have to bring it up slightly when we get it in the guitar. And that's how it's going to live, just like that, in that position. That's one. I'm going to pause while I do the other one just to save a little video time. And I'll be right back. Okay, as promised, you can see we're a lot closer to our work here. Neck pickup. Just kind of feed the wire through. This is where you kind of got to be an octopus. I'm going to get it out of there and push it the rest of the way through from here. Right there we are. Pull it up. I can get a hold of it. That way I can get one screw to hold that in place, right? That way it's not bouncing around all over the place, because we have to tip the guitar over and make sure we collect this on the other end. And that's what we're going to do right now. And it should just produce itself there when we flip it over. And there it is. Just be mindful of your other wires that are in there. So this is our neck. Yep, we're good there. And there's not a whole bunch of excess, but I am going to snip it off. Oh great, the lawn service is next door to be on my video. I appreciate that. Thanks guys. Yeah, I'm going to snip this off to the length, which is about there. Just a little extra. Alright. And then we're going to, let's get under the camera a little bit better. Where are we? Right there. Okay. Sorry about that. See, that's the pot. It's got to go right there, the ground, and then the other end to the terminal. So, with these type of wires, first you want to get it pushed back. And just pull out our lead. That's our main lead. And now you have to carefully pull back. The outside sheeting is actually the ground. I saw a forum on Facebook the other day, and somebody was, do-it-yourselfer was trying to do this job and couldn't figure out where the ground wire was. Well, that sheeting around the outside of it, that's the ground. And you have to peel it back, get it out of the way, and you don't want any errant hairs of that sheathing to be touching anything but ground. Get it pushed back so that it's exposed like that, if that makes any sense. Right there. Exposed. So I'm going to tin the very end of this wire right here. Let's see if this helps. I'm going to tin the very end of this wire right here, and we're going to put a little globule of solder here and put that right to the back of the pot. This goes to the terminal on the pot right there, the volume pot for the neck, which is that guy right there. Okay. Fire. We need solder. This is really hard to film because, you know, where we're at, and it's small, tight, and closed. So it's going to kind of orient in the guitar sort of like that. That part's going to get soldered to the back of the pot. And then this terminal right here, I'm going to leave just the right length to put it right to that lug on the volume pot. All things being equal, that's what I'd like to happen. Have no fear. Have no fear. They sure left enough solder on the back of the pot for me, and there was a big globule of it. Alright, so first things first, I want to tin the end that's going to go to the lug. Tin the end of our solder tip and tin our wire. There's too much on there. Get that globule off of there. Yep. Now, when you go to solder this down, you're going to want to not hold your finger on that because the heat will pull right up and burn you good and right. So the idea is to get our end where we want to put it, right? Make sure that little wire is out of the way. It's got to go in the lug, if at all possible. Just like that. The tug will tell you you're home. Now all we have to do is hold that down with our solder iron and get some solder to take it home. And that should be a good joint right there. Don't blow on it, don't put water on it, let it do its thing. So a gentle tug there and a gentle tug there tells you that you got a good ground, you got a good ground joint, it ain't going to come off, right? And we're attached to the lug. That's one. Do you guys want to watch the second one? Why not? This should be our bridge, which it is. Same process. Make sure that you see how it's fatter at one end than it is the other. The thicker side goes towards the bridge. This one's usually a little bit trickier. A little bit trickier. So now there's an extra wire in there that wasn't there before. See if it's not following a good path, that's why. Get through there. Cooperate. Oh, there, I felt it go through that time, I'm pretty certain. Yahtzee. Sorry, I know you can't see that, quite see that, but there's our wire, it just popped out. And we're going to pull that through, set our pickup, put one screw in, and then go back to work on the other side. That's just to hold it in place, right? And the same thing, we've got way too much, and I because this is ground, I don't want to just bunch that up and stick it down in the cavity. It could touch other things. I really kind of want it to be the length it's going to need to be to get to the point where it needs to be, and only there, which is going to be sort of like that. I think that'll be plenty for me to work with right there. See, the ground will curl back here, and our solder point is going to be right under that orange drop, right? And then the ground goes on the back of the pot right there. You see what I mean? And we're just repeating the same process. First, pull out our hot lead from the middle, the inside, and then start peeling back the ground sheathing until we get that to where it will kind of release itself from the black interior sheathing thusly, right? If that makes any sense. Now we're ready to this to be our ground. We can tin this and get ready to put it in. Where did my thing go? Come over here, you. Just like it there because it makes me feel better. I'm not going to burn the back of the guitar. I've done it. Not proud to say I have, but any of you out there say it's never happened to you, you're lying. Perfect. That cooperated beautifully. And now our ground is going to be right there. That should be it. I'll know in a second. Again, same as before, just give it a gentle tug and it'll tell you if you have a good joint. If it comes loose or it wants to peel back, you do not have a good joint. And we do have a good joint on both sides, the ground and the hot lead. So I'm going to pause, get the camera back up where it belongs, and try to finish this puppy up. We're going to tap test it. Stand by. How the fuck did that get turned around? That shouldn't be right. Is that too high? There we go. I think we had it sort of like that. Very good. That's almost exactly where we had it. I like it. Now, before things being equal, before I turn this back on. Oh, I didn't pause. Wow, my pause button, you caught that little faux pas while I was monkeying around with the camera. Sorry about that, I apologize. I am actually working with a new computer And yeah, the mouse pad is not as touchy as the old one was. So we have it plugged into an amp, neck, tone, perfect, bridge, tone, beautiful, both, off one volume, goes off the other, that's it. I am not going to show you stringing the guitar up. This was just to show you, you know, swapping out the pickups. The rest of it is putting this in. There will be a second part of the video of me doing the restringing setup on the guitar, just as an exercise. But it's Blackjack with 396 guitars. I hope you enjoyed this. It shows kind of an easier one, so you can kind of see, you know, all things being equal, there was only a couple of leads that we had to deal with and really mounting the pickups. And this one was pretty, you know, easy comparatively. So if you dig what I'm doing, like and subscribe. We'll talk soon. Don't forget to share.